Welcome. We are Crypto for Joe, cryptocurrency and blockchain ideas for your average Joe. Joe Sixpack. I am your average Joe Sixpack, the beverage, not the abs. And we're speaking with Cayman Nava, who is an industry veteran, let's just say. Let's talk about upside, because I've seen the optimists say that Bitcoin is going to go up to about 400K, 400,000. Like today, we're in November of 2020, and it's at 15, almost 16 actually, which is coming back to its. I think its all-time high was like 20, just over 20. So how high do you think it will get, and how do you think Bitcoin and Ether? How do you think the stepping stones will? And I know it's a big ask. This is predictions, future predictions, but what's your opinion on how high it'll go and when those stepping stones will met out?
Right. So one way people have looked at like how high it will go is looking at the total value within each system, like the total market cap. So if you were to count up all the Bitcoins and multiply them all by whatever, 15 grand or whatever each one is, you'd come up with some number. I don't know what that number is right now, maybe like a few hundred billion, and maybe 200 billion or something. I don't know. But, when people, the way some people do these analyses are like looking at other asset classes and how big those are in the total market cap. So like gold, what is the market cap of gold, all gold? If Bitcoin is digital gold, maybe you could see, well, maybe it'll take, I don't know, 10% of gold's market cap or whatever, 20%. And so you start, I don't know, is gold a few $1 trillion market cap? You need to say, well, what if Bitcoin was a few $1 trillion of market cap? Like what would that equate to per Bitcoin? And so you kind of back into the numbers that way. So that's kind of what people are doing. And it really all depends. So it's like, do you think Bitcoin will take all of gold's market cap? Do you think it will take some? Do you think there's other asset classes where it might leech off of, or do you think maybe it's going to be its own, it's value new, it's newly created? So depending on how you do these analyses, 400,000 or whatever, like you can justify these different numbers that way.
Well, we average Joes aren't very good at analyses, so just give me some numbers. Tell me what you think it'll, like in a year.
Right. Okay. So another thing that you kind of look at is these markets move very cyclically. So people have called this like the bubble cycle, and it's basically like oscillating cycles of like very large scale fear and greed. So people get really greedy, and then there's a bubble, and the price is spiking to new unknown uncharted territory, to new highs, and then eventually people get too greedy, and then the bottom falls out on it, and it crashes back down, and there's a period of extended fear, and so you have this cycle that plays out over the course of a few years. So what you can do is we can look at like, basically we're about to reach a new greed cycle. And so what typically starts, you could say, is one sign of that happening is these markets reaching their previous highs. So Bitcoin's previous high was 20,000. The high before that, I believe, was $1,200 in the previous like peak. And so from 1,200 to 20,000, that's almost 20 times, or somewhere in that area. So maybe you could say, let's just say 10x from 20,000 is 200,000. So maybe could go around there, just rough numbers.
And at one time frame?
I would say within 5 years for sure, just being very conservative. But I mean, I would say, like, to get a feel for it, look at the chart and you can see the pattern repeating itself over and over. Of course, past performance does not equate with future results, but so far there has been a pattern.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for your time today. We'll conclude and talk to you soon.